How did the Egyptians build the pyramids? This is a question that people have been asking since the dawn of time. With so many different theories popping up, it's hard to know which ones to believe. Maybe they used a ramp to get the bricks to the top of the pyramid, or perhaps they used a crane. Some people believe it might have even been aliens, but we don't care about them. But that still leaves the question, how did the ancient Egyptians do it? Although we use cranes for most construction projects today, the cranes in ancient Egypt would have been much different. The base of the crane would have to be very wide, otherwise, when they attached the brick to it, it would just fall down. But building a wide base wouldn't be an option on the thin steps of the pyramid, and besides, it would take thousands of cranes to move the millions of bricks required to build the pyramids. It just isn't a realistic theory. Cranes are out, aliens are out, that means it had to be some kind of ramp. Through much trial and error, the ancient Egyptians learned that a 7% incline was the most practical, both for pulling things and for not tiring out the workers. One long ramp sounds simple and straightforward, but in reality, it wouldn't be. Building this ramp would cost just as much as building the pyramid itself, bankrupting the empire and making the pharaoh unhappy. An exterior ramp is a widely believed theory. This might work, but your sightlines could get off, messing up the geometry of the entire pyramid. And that makes the pharaoh unhappy, so you have to destroy the whole thing and then build it again. But that's the equivalent cost of building 2 pyramids, which bankrupts the empire and makes the pharaoh unhappy. What about an interior ramp? If they built one on the inside, they wouldn't have to worry about sightlines, and since it would be inside the pyramid, it wouldn't cost more to build. And it would already be concealed, so they wouldn't have to deconstruct anything. That way, they could get the bricks all the way to the top of the pyramid. If you looked on it from above, what you would see would be a spiral pattern slowly leading inward towards the center of the pyramid. But the question is, what would they do about the corners? There's a theory for that as well. By just leaving the corners open, they could get the bricks to the end of the track, retire the old workers for a bit, and then bring in replacements. These new workers would rotate the bricks and lead them down the tunnels to the next corner. This way, they could optimize the use of the tunnels and the workers. The cycle would then be repeated. They'd bring the old workers down and move the bricks up the 7-degree slope to the next corner. This way, they could rotate the bricks once more, bring in replacements, and lead them down the tunnels again. It would be another 7-degree slope until the next corner, and so on, until they finally got the bricks to the top of the pyramid.
Prince Khufu, something terrible has happened.
What is it?
Your father's tomb has been robbed.
My father's tomb? No!